How much money do you spend in a week? How does it stack up against how much other people spend in a week? Only one way to find out. What is happening, people? My name is Robbie. I'm a 27-year-old business manager from Scotland. Why did that sound like a introduction on Take Me Out? How much money do you spend in a week? How does it stack up against how much other people spend in a week? Try again. What's happening, people? My name is Robbie. I'm 27 years old. I'm a business manager who lives in Scotland, and today I'm going to break down how much money I spend in a typical week. So 2 weeks ago I uploaded a video on YouTube breaking down the costs of home ownership and how much I spend to own my own home, and people seemed to like it. So I thought I'd go down a similar route this week and discuss how much money I spend in a week. As I've already made a video about bills and mortgage costs and things like that, this is just going to be exclusively purchases made during that week. It's not going to take into account gym memberships, phone bills, the mortgage, just what I'm actually spending money on day to day. It seems like a strange concept for a video, I know, but like I've mentioned in a previous video, I always find it interesting to hear what other people do to make money and how other people spend their money, how much they're spending on their mortgage, their car. I don't know why, I find it interesting, and other people seem to as well. So hopefully someone takes interest in this video. But before we begin, you know the drill. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel for more business and finance content in the future. So I started noting down my expenses on Monday the 7th of June. I had no plans for what was going to be purchased that week, if there were any unusual purchases that were due to come out, and I was pretty much just winging it and just noting everything down in the notes in my phone as I went. So on Monday morning, I went to the gym just like every Monday morning. I know it doesn't look like I go to the gym very often, but I promise I do. I do go semi-regularly, and when I go to the gym, I've developed a habit of buying a bottle of Lucozade Sport, like this one. So purchase number one was a Lucozade Sport for £1.80 from the gym vending machine. After the gym, I swung past Starbucks and I grabbed a ham and cheese croissant and a latte. This cost around £3.50 because I actually had a free coffee to claim on my Starbucks app. Here's a little side note. If you are a caffeine / Starbucks addict like I am, the Starbucks app is an absolute game changer. For the rest of the day, I skipped lunch, got my head down and got some work done. And later on in the week, it was my dad's birthday, but he was going away on a trip for a few days for it. So I took him out to dinner on Monday night to celebrate. We parked in a co-op car park around 15 minutes from where we were having dinner because it was a nice day and we fancied a walk. So I bought a can of Monster from the co-op, and I'll be honest, it was pretty much just so I didn't have to get those parking fine letters through my door that everyone gets and no one seems to pay.
Because when you can't pay, they'll take it away.
Get things wrapped up for transportation.
You pay me, and then I'll start.
So the Monster cost £1.10 and it saved me money on a coffee in the morning. We went for dinner in a little restaurant in South Queensferry. Here's a little shot of the Forth Rail Bridge. My dad got some fish cake things and I got a big greasy burger with chips on the side, and that came to £34.90, which is very reasonable for dinner for two, really. So in total on Monday, I spent £41.30, which equates to $58.02. I don't even know why I'm converting it to dollars, to be honest, but this might be beneficial to the one person from America that might watch this. On Tuesday, I skipped breakfast and had a coffee at home. Then for lunch, I went to Asda and I got some spicy chicken sushi and a bottle of Coke Zero. This came to £7.19. Later in the day, I had a session with my personal trainer. Again, I know it doesn't look like it, but I do go to the gym and I do go to a personal trainer. On the way, I stopped at a shop and, you guessed it, got a bottle of Lucozade. I also got some fridge raiders for me and Bryony because we were quite hungry before we started PT. I won't include the cost of the personal training session because I pay for it in 10-week blocks, so I didn't actually have to pay for it this time. I'd already paid for it in advance. After that session, we had dinner at home and we used Gusto, which Bryony pays for. And no, she doesn't pay for all the food. She pays for the Gusto and some other things, and then I pay for other things as well. And we've developed a nice little system. Being someone who's quite lazy, the Gusto dinners are very convenient, and I would recommend getting them if you'd like to add a bit more variety to your dinners. I'll put a referral link in the description in case you want to try Gusto, and I think you get your first order for free or 50% off or something like that, and I get 50% off my next order or something to that extent. But I'll put a link in just in case you want to try it. This obviously isn't some sort of paid thing, it's just that you might save some money on your dinner and I might save some money on my dinner. After dinner, I came to the realisation that it was less than a week before Scotland's first game in the Euros, and I had no Scotland top to wear. How could I ever call myself a Scotland fan if I didn't have a top to wear when we were playing? So I bought this Scotland top from JD for £35 because I'm not buying the new replica top for £72 for me to not wear it after this month. So that brings Tuesday to a total of £47.29 or $66.44. Wednesday was due to be a day of minimal spending. I didn't need to leave the house for anything. There was no reason for me to go to Greggs or Starbucks or Subway or anywhere else, so I was expecting pretty much no money spent until I realised there is a trip that I'm going to be going on in a few months and the deposit had to be paid this week. That was £61. Then I realised that this little guy's food had almost run out. Luckily he doesn't eat a lot because he only weighs about 7 kilos, so I had to buy more food, which was £9.62 on Amazon, and that lasts him around a month because it gets mixed with other food as well, so no worries there. Next up on Wednesday was a gym, swim and sauna session, so of course Lucozade, another £1.80. After the gym, I bought a packet of crisps in the cafe while I was waiting on Bryony drying her hair from being in the pool, and these cost £1.20. I know, £1.20. Daylight robbery. So this brings the total for Wednesday to £70.62 or $99.22. On Thursday I went to the gym in the morning. Bingo, £1.80. Later in the day I got a ham and cheese baguette from Greggs for my lunch and some Coke Zero, and that came to £4.75. In the evening we went to go for a little nosy at our new house, which is still being built at the minute, and on the way I stopped for fuel and this came to £56.53. I've seen a few people do videos like these where they include their mileage per day, calculate their miles per gallon and then work out how much they were spending on fuel for each trip, but I typically fill up my car around once a week anyway, so within the week I would be spending another approximately £56, so I didn't see the point in breaking down the mileage and then calculating the cost of each individual journey. So this takes Thursday's total to £63.08 or $88.62. Friday was very uneventful. I picked up another Greggs for me and Bryony for lunch. I had a chicken and bacon toastie and a cookie because it was a Friday, so I thought I'd treat myself, and she had a steak bake, and we also got some juice, so that came to £8.50. Later that night I made the executive decision while Bryony was at the gym that we had eaten healthy enough this week and we were getting a Domino's for dinner. This came to £21.23 for 2 pizzas for me and Bryony. So Friday's total was £29.73 or $41.77. On Saturday morning, we took Frankie out for a walk to Blackness Castle. It was a nice day, so I made a little TikTok of us going for the walk, so I'll stick that in here. What a lovely morning outing. On the way to Blackness Castle, I stopped at a petrol station because I forgot Frankie's water and I didn't want him trying to drink seawater and make himself sick, so I stopped at the petrol station, I bought him a bottle of water and I bought myself and Bryony these little Starbucks caramel macchiatos, which are top tier. This came to £5.33. A couple of hours later, we were going out for some food and drinks in Edinburgh with a couple of friends, so we got the train into Edinburgh and this cost £13.80 for 2 return tickets. Unfortunately, for the sake of the video, the day got very slightly blurry.
It was our time to party big.
So I can't account for individual transactions. What I do know is I took £100 out in cash when I arrived at the train station in Edinburgh, and I woke up on Sunday morning with nothing but dust in my pocket and a sore head.
He's got a hangover so bad he can hardly hold the fucking queue, never mind pot a ball.
So we'll just factor that whole £100 for taxis and food and drink. To summarise the day, we went to this really cool food and drinks marketplace and it serves food and drinks from different food trucks. I bought our food on my card there, so that came to £38.50 and I think that included a drink or two as well. It was pretty reasonable. Later we went to a few different bars. Here's a photo of us looking cute and drunk. Then we saved money on a taxi by walking 45 minutes back to the train station. Seemed like a good idea at the time. So in total, Saturday was the biggest spend at £157.63 or $221.46. I didn't spend too much on Sunday morning because I could barely lift my head from the pillow, but Bryony was kind enough to take me for my car, which I'd left at the train station the day before, and when I collected my car, I went to Greggs again. I spent £4.80 on a ham and cheese baguette, a cookie and a can of cola. I then went home and I curled up on the couch and felt sorry for myself for a few hours, until the prospect of pizza for the second time in one weekend was brought up. So we jumped in the car and headed back into Edinburgh, and Bryony treated me to the best pizza in town from Chiverino's. Here's a little picture of a slice of pizza with Frankie lovingly looking at it in the background. I'm sure he thought he was getting a slice of pizza. He didn't. The pizza cost nothing in terms of the video because Bryony paid for it. When we got home, I was still feeling not quite 100%, so I went to Morrison's to get us some fizzy juice and some sweets, really to try and make myself better. This came to £8.75, and no, it didn't cure my hangover. So in total on Sunday, I spent £13.55 or $19.04. So that brings us to the end of the week, and in total I spent £423.20 or $594.58. When I had the idea to do this video, I expected it to be maybe around £200, if that. So I'm actually surprised at how much it came to. Obviously I don't book trips away every week, I don't buy football tops every week, and it's not my dad's birthday every week. So we can reduce that number slightly in terms of an average week, but it's still more money than I expected. I'll be honest, the main thing that I can take from this week in tracking my spending is if I'm going to be exercising at the gym most days, I either need to buy these things in bulk or don't buy them at all. At £1.80 per bottle, I'm looking at nearly £40 a month just on Lucozade Sport. That's nearly the same amount as my gym membership, which means I'm basically paying double for my gym membership if I'm going to drink that every single time I go. Other than that, I don't think the spending is too bad. Take out the non-regular payments like the dinner with my dad, the football top, and maybe spending a little less on a Saturday afternoon, it wouldn't be bad at all. So that concludes what I spend in a week. Let me know in the comments if it was more than you thought it would be, or if it was less than you thought it might be. And also let me know in the comments if you think the actual spending itself was bad, or if you think you could have done better with that money. Which I'm sure you probably could have, because about £150 of it went on food and drink on Saturday. I hope you found this a little bit interesting. Like I said, I find these videos interesting from other people, so hopefully you've enjoyed this. And if you did find it somewhat interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on Monday.